We provide services to older battered women, women over the age of 50, elder abuse victims, male and female, and people with disabilities 18 through 64. We're housed in a domestic violence agency. We're one of 5 core programs. We provide services in our program that include in-home counseling to the victim, which is often a misnomer because we don't always go into the home. We do it in parks and libraries and restaurants. Legal advocacy, we help them get restraining orders. We help them through the court process if there's a criminal case. If someone wants to leave their marriage, we'll help them by going to the attorney's office and holding their hands there too. We do some case management because we don't want to leave anybody in a worse situation than when they came to us, because very often when their abuser leaves, they were getting some kind of help from him or her, and we don't want them to not get that help. We need to make sure there's still solid ground underneath them. We do outreach to all the senior agencies in town, and we work directly with the hospitals, the district attorney's office, APS. I actually have a desk at APS one day a week where I sit and work with the APS workers. I'm a member of the Elder Abuse Forensic Center, so we can take really rough cases in there to get advice from our doctors and the public guardian and the DA and APS if we need more help on it. And then we do community education. We go out and do presentations to senior agencies, to county agencies, to anybody that will let us come in and talk.
We provide individual counseling, support groups, advocacy, basic education around what domestic violence is, and basically whatever they need. If it's housing, if it's benefits, I think the great part about being with an elder service agency is, in fact, that we can tap into everything that the Aging Network has to offer. The Older Battered Women's program is under the umbrella of Elder Protective Services, but we're not a replacement for Protective Services, but rather an addition to Protective Services. Our program is the only program like it in Massachusetts, so we do work with the other elder service agencies who don't have a specialized program. We work with them as well to try to provide services for their APS clients. Our program is funded as an interagency program. We work with the Domestic Violence Agency in the North Shore, which is Healing Abuse, Working for Change, and the Neighborhood Legal Services. So the 3 agencies try to work together to meet the needs of an older victim of domestic abuse. We're able to tap into everything the Aging Network has to offer. At GLIS, it is a fairly large agency, and we have probably 40 case managers. We have a benefits specialist. We have a full transportation department. We have a housing specialist. We have companion program. We have a caregiver program. It's a very big agency. So I think that's why this program has been so successful, is because unlike a domestic violence agency who are limited to the services that they can provide for an older adult, we can tap into everything.
We provide services for a whole range of client populations, including older adults, persons between 18 and 59 that have physical disabilities and long-term care needs, people of all ages that are HIV positive, and then a lot of special populations, including elder refugees, victims of late life domestic violence and elder abuse, grandparents raising grandchildren, so forth. We serve about 100,000 people a year. In about 1995, 1996, we asked the question, are older adults still victims of domestic violence? And so starting back then, we created really a comprehensive program for older victims. And we have support groups, we have emergency housing, and we have transitional housing. With the emergency housing, we use assisted living facilities that will allow the victim to stay there for up to 2 weeks for free until they can determine what they're going to do next, or we can help them look for placement. We have a 15-unit apartment complex where people can stay for up to 2 years until they get back on their feet, until they find a job, apply for benefits, and decide what they're going to do.
Well, we have an abuse in later life program that has specific outreach and services for older adults, women and men. We also coordinate the local Elder Abuse Coalition, which is called the Violence and Aging Council in Pitt County. We have a handicapped accessible room if she needs that. It's also in a private area. Sometimes that's where they would like to be. It has a bathroom in that room. Again, that's a kind of a refuge because sometimes the shelter can be very noisy if we have a lot of children.